Welcome to Unpacked, a COVID-19 inspired video interview series where I get the stories behind my favourite new songs. For this episode, I speak to Jon Doe from Cabarita-based hip-hop outfit Gratis Minds. We talk about their single Stride. We talk about the video for the song, how they wrote it, and how there's something a little bit different down in the water in Cabarita. I hope you enjoy. Welcome, Jon Doe.
Thanks for having me, Zac. How you going, bud?
Good, thanks. Looks like you're up in the sky somewhere. You've got a beautiful background behind you.
Yeah. I was going to be near the creek, but it's a bit windy, so I'm sitting out at the front of my blue crib.
Yeah, totally. Oh, with the yellow ceiling there. Looks nice and pastel.
Oh, good.
Yeah, sweet.
You got the green screen, but it's the blue screen.
Yeah. We can superimpose some radical shit behind you.
Yeah, do some effects.
Yeah, sweet, man. Looking good. Yeah, so to kick off, I wanted to ask, what's been keeping you busy in ISO, man?
Just in between staying at home and chilling, we've just been making some new demos up to send off to Angus, who's the guy that sort of mixed and mastered and was the main engineer on the Driven project. And we've all been staying busy doing our own sort of solo stuff as well, keeping the creative juices flowing. Yeah, cool. Jakie's got a brand new solo project coming out soon, featuring a bunch of different people, myself included. Yeah. And they've been linking up with a couple other local artists. But yeah, man, just picking up new things like running. Didn't know I was a runner until isolation started, and taking time for ourselves, I guess, like away from the fast pace of modern society.
Yeah, totally. Oh, yeah, I've been doing a bit of running too. You have to, pretty much would have, COVID has inspired the whole nation to start exercising because it's the only way you can get out and do something.
Yeah, going and so much energy. So it's kind of good. I didn't realize it's really good for clearing the head as well.
Yeah,
no, super.
I'll do that. I'll do it for the same reason, just to clear the head. So, so I mean, we've come here to kind of talk about this amazing single that you guys released, Stride, last year. And I just want to go over all the different elements of the track, play you a couple of things. So you ready to dig in?
Let's go.
Sweet. So I'll start off by how did you guys write the track? Three MCs coming together. How did it come about?
Well, Jay obviously is the main producer for all of our stuff. He started off with the sample. He came together and he the sample at the start that introduces the track. He had that kicking over and then added drums to it. And as he was writing it, he was kind of like, this one's for Gratis, because he's kind of a genius, like a mad scientist. He's always in his little dojo cooking up every sort of type of instrumental, very active in spending time in his studio and doing what he does. Yeah. And he kind of came to us with the idea, was like, look at this one. And we were all really frothing, and Jakie wrote the chorus. Yeah. And then from the chorus, we put this together and we did it all together. And I think you can see that as we bounce off each other throughout the track. But when we wrote it, we're like, let's not just stick to the traditional 16 bar verses each, and let's kind of like start gelling it and making it more coherent and cohesive as a crew. Yeah. And that's kind of how it rolled. And it was kind of like that intro back. We hadn't released music for a while, and as the chorus states, we're back in here, we're back, it was our statement. Yeah, definitely. It really was a big statement, even from the opening bars of that amazing kind of sample that hits. And then you guys do the 16 bar kind of back and forth, but there's a part there where you just kind of swap really fast. And it's a really good kind of three MC collaboration. You really kind of spread the duties out nicely over the whole track, I reckon. Yeah, I think it was cool. It was the boys sort of did I think it was 4 bars each, and then I come in for an 8. Yeah. And then that second verse, the second verse rolls through, and we kind of we're going tit for tat. And
about that beat, is it something that you guys had kicking around for a while? How did it kind of come together?
Yeah, that's usually how it happens. Jay will be, and he kind of picks and chooses out of like he's got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of instrumentals.
Yeah. Okay.
So he kind of knows the ones that are like, yeah, this is for Gratis.
Yeah. Yeah.
And JK he came up with the chorus.
Yeah.
And then once we had that established, it was easy to kind of roll off the verses, because the chorus kind of states what the whole song's point is. Sure. And it's we're back in here. And after we hadn't released anything for a while, and then we sort of came back, and that was the single to an 8-track project. So yeah, that's how it sort of shaped. I mean, it always comes really organic for us. It's never really like a forced. Yeah. Sometimes it'll be just two of us sitting there and come up with ideas, and then one of us will roll through from life duties and put our part to it, and we'll sit together and develop the structure as a team. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, yeah, I've got a part I want to play actually, which is a really indicative kind of example of how you guys all come together really well. The kind of must be that 2-bar each kind of rap part. I'll just play it for you now.
Cut the act, I'll send you packing, that's it. Fuck the cameras, grab the match. And the kerosene, cause on the beat we be that lit. Not agree, but we be teaching these whack kids. Fact is we've been steady leveling up. Maybe you can get whatever you want. If it's heavy, then you better be sure. They be Betty doing anything to get on the door, so let them know. Yeah, so that's my favourite part of the track. You guys just all spit like bam, 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 bam. It's like it's one verse. Do you write it as one verse and then kind of come in, or how does that kind of stuff work? Yeah, for that part, we kind of we all sat there and like everyone sort of throws in their bars, but we write the verse as a collective. Okay, yeah, cool, yeah. You kind of have to. So the first part's more individual. We sit there together in the same room. Yeah. And but because it's the longest segment of what we're rapping. Yeah. It's more individual, our own writing, but then for the second verse, we all collectively sort of sat there and brought it together. Yeah, that makes sense. So I hear a lot of different inspirations in this track, but I won't go into those because I want to ask you first, and to see if we're thinking on the same page. Like, who inspires Gratis Minds, and particularly this track? I think we all have unique inspirations. Yeah. I think we're such like diverse personalities in ourselves that I think part of what brings our sound together is our individual influences. Like someone like me, you know, like I spend a lot of time listening to guys like Earl Sweatshirt. Yeah. A lot of bands as well, you know, like writers like Alex Turner from the Arctic Monkeys and stuff inspires me a lot. And then you got Jay, who's very inspired by like Gangstar and Outkast. See, I feel like that instrumental, that vibe, it gives me heaps big Outkasty vibes, in my opinion. When I heard the instrumental, I was like, fuck, this is so much like an Outkast sounding song. Just the whole vibe of it. But I feel like the closest thing that I believe that we sound like, or that we've drawn influence as a crew, would be the likes of Brockhampton. Yeah. That brings back that. I feel like this. Yeah, that brings back that true collaboration, because it's rare. Like, you know, you have hip hop groups who have guests, and you know, maybe there's 2 or 3 members, but you guys are all so prominent together, and so are Brockhampton. So yeah, I agree. I feel like, and when we started, like when JK joined Gratis, it was when Brockhampton first started releasing their Saturation albums, and especially me and Jay, we really connected to Brockhampton and their vibe, and I think that's because we could relate that to what we were doing. But when we do what we're doing, I feel like our biggest influence would be the ocean, where we come from, man. Like it's different here. There's more salt in the air. Mate, and this is something that I wanted to ask at the start, that I kind of took a different turn, but I think I can go back to it. And it's the fact I've been intrigued by Gratis Minds ever since I worked with you guys when I was at Footstomp a few years ago, just by the community that you're from, like Cabarita, just up the road from me here on the Gold Coast. And you're kind of like surrounded by this surf culture, and, you know, you kind of Northern New South Wales hippie culture. But you guys are bringing this full-on like street culture and merging kind of what you have, or tipping your hat to what you have around you, but having this kind of unique street culture as a hip-hop outfit. And
Yeah, I just wanted to comment on that and kind of see how you could reflect on how I see you guys out there.
I feel like it's very unique, you know, like it's very like you stereotype a lot of big cities and stuff is where you've got huge hip hop culture. Obviously the population's a lot different. And I feel like we are overshadowed by that, you know, that Byron Bay surf culture, sort of reggae, rock and roll, punk. You know, I come from punk roots. Like I started off in punk bands and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but
okay.
I feel like it was gravitational. We kind of drew ourselves, like we came together unforced. But I don't know, man. It's it definitely plays into our like general mindset and the way that we view life as a whole.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty special spot. Like Cabarita is a very special spot. I mean, it voted the best beach in Australia. It's
I agree.
it shaped our lives, and I think the surf culture outside of just being hippie, with small community and big groups of boys that always are hanging out together and stuff. It kind of all plays into how our mindsets are, and I feel like because we're so far removed from the hustle and bustle of city, it speaks in our music. I don't feel like our music's very like full on and heavy. It's kind of it's kind of still got that essence, but I feel like I don't know, man. The air's different down here. It's different by the beach.
Yeah,
it's more iodized.
Yeah,
I don't know.
And it literally is different. Yeah, like
it's a lot of the Brisbane crew and stuff. They always love to come escape down here.
Yeah.
For just the energy. I feel like it's a special spot, and I feel like it breeds. And I'm pretty sure when we started SAE, they taught us in the first lesson in the introduction lecture that the northern New South Wales area has per capita the most creatives in Australia. So I feel like it was just a matter of time, and it's been hard being so far removed from a general direct hip hop scene, but being able to grow it organically. Like down here, not a lot of people listen to hip hop like we do.
Yeah, no.
But for some reason, they listen to us and they back us as a community.
Definitely.
Wholeheartedly.
You do, yeah. And
so it's pretty cool.
I think it's positivity too that it comes out in your music. You know, like especially with hip hop, there's a lot of negativity, and it sometimes breeds like amazing creative songs and certain emotions. But you guys have such a positive, like kind of energy, I suppose, that you bring to your songs, and I think that's reflective of where you live. So. Yeah, that's interesting. And the next question I have that's about the song more specifically is the harmonies, man. The harmonies in the song. You guys do some pretty awesome 3-part harmonies, which I'll play right here.
So let them know that Gratis back in hell. You might be well aware. But we don't really care. We ain't living in fear. Swear we here to make it clear that Gratis back in here. Let's back up in this bitch.
Yeah, so
that
give me the lowdown.
That's our boy Jay. Like Jay's he's become, but it's with JK as well.
Oh yeah. I thought it was at least 2 of your voices.
Yeah, but Jakie or Jay Orient, he's kind of like developed into our main. He's doing a lot more verses than that now, so much as producing. But he's very much our, you know, kind of like the Kevin Abstract, you know, like he's the hook lord. He's always coming through with like some really cool harmonies, and he's really good at layering his vocals. And then JK brings his like warm, deeper tone through it. And it's actually interesting when we did that one in the studio, like it was actually like that's raw vocals. There's no processing going on because the song and the sample doesn't have a like, you know, your standard key. There's nothing to like tune to or do anything like that to. So the boys actually had to sit in the studio and harmonize their vocals naturally, and it was like it's pretty cool to watch.
Yeah,
it's very cool to watch.
Definitely. It kind of surprised me in that song. I'm like, yeah, it's super street, and like there's some pretty heavy verses in there with like a really kind of glitchy beat, and then there's this beautiful harmonized section which it breaks it up and it kind of brings that authenticity to the song, which I really like. So that's a really
I think it's cool. It's like a dynamic that that Jakie is definitely Jay's like main
he's very, very skilled at doing it. I think it's playing with beats for so long and hearing sounds that he's just become very accustomed to it. But that's for definitely that comes from Jay.
Nice.
For sure.
The last kind of part of the song that I want to discuss is the video, man. Like that, I'll post the video on the comments of where all this lands on Facey and stuff like that. But it's a ripper. It's such a good video. It's one of those. I think when I first listened to the song, I watched the video at the same time, and it's got you guys. Is it just local Cabarita around your hood?
Yeah.
And you
and Moolumbar. Okay. So Moolumbar's a little bit west. So like the part where it's a bit more street and industrial, that's out Moolumbar, and then the rest of it's all in Cabarita at a friend's house.
At a friend, yeah. It looks so awesome the way that it's shot, and you guys, a couple of his dressed up as mechanics, and it's really cool. I noticed that it was shot by a dude called Joe Bailey. It seems world class. Is he a big filmmaker, or is this one of your mates from this amazing area that you're from? Or
he's actually one of our best friends.
Oh wow!
And ever since he was a kid, he's from Kingscliff, so he's just up the road.
Yeah.
He's always had a camera in hand, whether it was filming pranks around town or filming his mates surfing, and that's where he sort of started.
Yeah.
But his whole family in general is like a very special family to me. His older brother was one of my best friends. Rest in peace, Mike.
Yeah.
And Joe's just one of those people, like, he watches that. That's why we connected a lot. We both watch a lot of films, but it's a lot more cinematic than your sort of typical film clip. And definitely. I think that comes down to Joey's he's actually got a really cool documentary coming out soon that he's been working on for a good part of a year, like for a very long time.
What's it called?
But he's just got a club. It's about a pro surfer around here and his story. And I don't know if it's got a title yet.
Okay.
But it should be coming out pretty soon.
Yeah. Okay.
But Joey, he's not like your traditional video clip, but it made sense for us to use Joey.
Yeah. Okay.
Obviously, keeping it in the family. Yeah. And Joe's just naturally a very good filmmaker. He's got a very good eye for framing.
He definitely does. Yeah.
Picking locations and things like that. He had a big part of making the video too and coming together with ideas.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was going to say with the concept, it's pretty unique. But I noticed that you don't dress up as a mechanic. What's going on? You missed the memo.
Yeah. No, I was the my car was having problems.
That was your car had the problem. Okay, I get it now. That's the concept. Plus, you didn't want to dress up as a mechanic.
I would have been keen to, but like it just made sense because what the boys are wearing, we actually bought for live performances, so that will kind of more. And then as the concept for the film clip grew, it just made sense that I pulled up and Jay and Jakie were the mechanics, and then and also because Jay and Jakie kind of at the start they run off each other, and then I come in with the 8-bar verse, and it's like
true.
And then by the end we're kind of all together. But that was a cool, man. That was such a fun film clip to make.
So
we had
fun.
A smoke machine.
Looked like you were having fun.
We had a smoke machine. yeah, it was great. It was good, bro.
Yeah, definitely. It just kind of came together so well, and it reflects what you guys are all about. And it was a big impact, I suppose, when it first came out because you were back, and it was like, whoa, these guys have just got this top quality stuff going on. So yeah, well done, man. Awesome.
It was cool. That one actually got some play on MTV and stuff too, which was cool. Like that's cool. Like you always sort of grow up going, we're going to play it on MTV. Yeah, it happened. So it's like
it definitely deserved it there. So what's next for you guys? I mean, you have released a few singles since Stride, and obviously we're on a bit of lockdown mode going on. But what's coming up for 2020 for Gratis Minds?
Well, we had heaps of shows coming up, and then that all got sort of canned. So we had to go back to the drawing board, and we're kind of like, well, what can we control? And we can control creating. So we decided to go out to where we rehearse. It's a big open spot in this property, and it's one of you got to shout out Paulie from Round Mountain Rehearsals. Like he's had the likes of Flume go through there when Splendor's on and all different things to rehearse. And he just gives us that space to use. So we kind of been out there and putting demos down. So what we sort of do now is like we'll go together, we'll record ourselves, and then we'll either go to the studio and re-record with our the engineer and Angus. But
But now, so we've got about 7 new demos done up, and we're sending away a couple at the moment to be mixed and mastered. And then we'll be running off some more singles until things goes a bit more normal.
Yeah. Okay.
So we've got a lot of music coming. The next one, do you remember we did a song with Bronte? You remember the song Stroll? It would have been back in the Footstomp days.
Oh, yeah. Bronte. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I got you now. Yep.
So we've got a new single coming out. It's titled For the Soul, and it's featuring her. She actually does a really cool, like almost like reminds me of like Lauryn Hill or something. Her voice is so insane, but she's got a verse on it. So and it's very relevant.
Yeah.
Like, what we touch on it without saying too much is very relevant to how a lot of people are probably feeling right now and all this isolation.
Oh, there's going to be some
life kind of being.
There's going to be some serious creation coming out of this time, and I mean, you guys are ready to explode. I swear, like coming out from this little corner of the world. All I hear is quality stuff coming out of Cabarita from Gratis Minds. So well done, and I can't wait to hear some more, mate.
What's up, brother? I appreciate it.
Sweet. Yeah, it was good to chat to you, Jon Doe. And take it easy in your blue outer space. I'll superimpose some spaceships in the background. All right, mate. Catch you later.
You too, Zakie. Keep going, man.
See you, man.
Appreciate it.
And that was the 5th episode of Unpacked. I hope you enjoyed it.